Hello everyone, welcome to an outtake at the 1AFilmFest.com. We are here with a good friend of 1A Film Fest, Jeff Morgan, and he is here to break, so I guess we have 4 breaking news stories today. We already covered 3, but you have big news, and I know you have been in this fight. We are all about the truth at 1A Film Fest, and you have been fighting against corruption, systematic injustices within our justice system.
Especially within the family court system.
Yeah.
The family court system is a nightmare of injustice all the time.
So start off by maybe giving a little bit of your backstory, and then we'll get into the big news you have for us today.
Okay, well, first off, I, as a Christian, as a man who believes in God, loves my family, wants to see strong families throughout our country, everywhere. I think that we should be having policies in place to strengthen families. I think that children need both parents, and they need both parents in an intact home. And I think that parents have an obligation to do the best that they can to be there for their children. And what really got me is the idea about how easy divorce was. And basically the idea of, we call it no-fault divorce, but really what it comes down to is no defense divorce. Divorce on demand. Divorce for any reason, for no reason. You can make up a reason. You don't even have to know what the reason is. And you can be divorced against your will. So this is something that actually goes way back to Marx and Engels, and there's some Kinsey thought with it as well. But we never used to have this. We recognize marriage as a legally recognizable status. In fact, we give benefits to marriage. Once you get married, you have over 1,000 federal benefits, you have additional state benefits. So something about the status of marriage creates these additional benefits for you. And it's also designed to, marriage again is the ideal environment for children to be reared.
100%.
And that's what God says at the same time in the scriptures. For this purpose a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, the two shall become one. And one of the things that God said about divorce, he hates divorce. What he wants to see with marriage is to see godly offspring. So what he's saying is, at the same time, then when we see the breakdown of marriage, it's impacting our children. It also impacts the individual. It has many fundamental liberty issues and freedoms at stake with it as well.
Well, it's another one of our, where it's disposable marriages. It's very easy, a no-fault divorce. You go in, you file, they rubber stamp it, and then it's this idea that, oh, no big deal, if I get married and it doesn't work out, I can just divorce.
Right.
And almost too flippantly for what the seriousness of that institution. So the culture has been to devalue that institution of marriage for both the children and the spouses.
Right, and especially for people that go into marriage with a religious conviction. So for example, in Texas, the jurisprudence of Texas actually recognizes marriage as being an institution ordained by God. So it's not just a secular thing, it is something that it was ordained by God. Now, if you go back to the 1840s, Marx and Engels, they wanted to abolish the family. And a lot of socialist thought has said the same thing. We do not want to have children just reared by their parents. We want them to be property of the state. We can make them better citizens and stuff like that.
Well, and allocate resources. So it's really about follow the money.
It is a money grab. And I noticed that during the festival tonight, we were talking about children trafficking, child trafficking. If you want to see child trafficking on display, go to your family courts, where a stranger will come in and tell a father or a mother what is the best arrangement for their children. A stranger who does not know the children, or maybe has seen them for 15 minutes or something, and you have to pay for these things. And I've known good men, good women, good mothers, good fathers, grandparents, aunts and uncles who cannot see children because a judge will say, well, I think this is the best thing for the children. The best thing for the children is to be reared in an intact family with both parents living. And it's always interesting, if a parent dies, it's a tragedy. We look at that as being, oh no, we have to take care of the children. But divorce, we've kind of have backed away from. And yet, like I said, God hates divorce. And part of the reason he hates it, I believe, is just because of what it does to not only our children, but your divorce not only affects children, but your grandchildren. And it affects society at large.